is the Cosplay Stitch and Seam podcast. We're reporting live from the pre-con Pamper here at Ellie Nails. And who do I have with me today?
I'm Sherry from Misty Nin Studio.
Chris Allen from Anime Banzai.
Nice. So what got you guys excited to come to the Pamper today?
I haven't gotten a manicure or pedicure in a really long time, and I just really like having a relaxation before all of the craziness.
Nice, definitely.
I'm really in the same boat. I've been getting pedicures since I was like in junior high, and I absolutely love getting them.
They're so fun. So do you guys feel like you're ready for the con, or do you still have a lot of stuff to do?
I still have all my packing, but as far as I'm a cosplayer, so I actually finished my cosplay except for like little itty bitty details a couple of days ago.
Nice.
It's
no
very
sewing in the room?
No, absolutely not. Especially not for bonsai. That's not allowed.
Not allowed.
Not going to be cosplaying a bonsai, but got 2 new suits, so I'm super excited.
Oh, nice. What are you most looking forward to this weekend?
Just hanging out with friends and having a lot of fun. I've got a photo shoot planned on Saturday with just a casual cosplay that I threw together, and I'm just really looking forward to that. And also the ribbons.
Nice.
Probably thing I'm looking forward to the most is the loaded root beers at Roosters. But I'm not an alcoholic. I enjoy just overall walking around enjoying the con. That to me is just super relaxing, and doing opening ceremonies is a blast.
Nice. So I know for a lot of us here, this is a local convention. We've been here since like the beginning, pretty much. What makes Banzai special to you?
Well, it is definitely a home con. It is the first anime convention I ever went to, and which is why I started getting involved with helping out.
Nice.
And I like making an event for people to enjoy. So having that behind the scenes view of it, not just attending.
Nice.
Ditto. I really, we'll just go with that.
Okay. If there were an event like this again next year, would you guys want to come?
Absolutely.
Nice.
Freaking yes.
Yay. So one of the things we like to do on our podcast is ask people about their convention horror stories. Do you guys have one that you want to share?
So I actually sent one in recently.
Yay.
So I won't tell that one.
Okay.
Actually, just this spring, I was attending and competing for the first time at SakuraCon, which is a convention up in Seattle.
Yes.
I've gone for a couple of years, but this was the first year actually participating in the cosplay contest. And I'd gone through the rules, and it was the first time that I was actually working on having some audio that had more than just a song in the background. So I was trying to get everything together, and I'd gone last minute and gotten all my audio and was working really hard, and then reread the rules, and it said a song in the background, and I'm like, are you kidding me? I spent all this time and all this work and had somebody, record the lines for me. And I reached out to the head, and I'm like, so can I, it says just a song, but, and just walking around, but can we do like a little skit? And the response was actually really positive. So it was, you can make it as entertaining as you want. So it relieved a lot, and I really enjoyed doing it. And I actually got the first time I ever got Best in Show. Yeah. So it was crazy.
Congratulations. So the lesson is like it can help a lot to reach out to the staff.
Yeah, reach out to the staff. Definitely make sure you read the rules, and if you need any clarification, definitely reach out early on and get that clarification.
For sure. Awesome. Chris, do you have one you want to share?
So I don't really do a whole lot of cosplaying. I do what I like to jokingly call cosplay support. And Sherry and our friend Sudi were working on costumes, and I love to cook. Anybody who's met me knows that. And so they would come over and they'd be trying to work on costumes, and I'd be preparing these very elaborate sit down for an hour and a half and eat meals, which is taking away from them having time to do.
You're causing the horrors.
I am causing the horrors. So if you are being good cosplay support, figure out easy meals.
Well said, well said. So once again, where can people follow you online, or like where can they hit you up?
So I'm on both Facebook and Instagram. It's Misty, MYSTININ Studio. So Misty Nin Studio.
Okay.
Both Facebook and Instagram.
Nice.
You can find me on Twitter or Instagram at Griffinspire. That's GRIFFINSPIRE.
Nice. Thank you guys for being on the show.
All right.
We're here at the pre-con Pamper. Just got a couple cosplayers to interview. Who am I with today?
Shelby Beckstead, I'm also known as Kitty Miyafuji.
Okay.
I'm Caitlin Beckstead, known as Shadow Kazaki.
Nice. So what made you excited about coming to the pre-con Pamper today?
I haven't had a manicure in over like 3 or 4 years, so
wow.
it's kind of something nice, and I needed something different to do, and it really does help.
Nice. And you got to like run around the mall during the Pamper.
Yeah, mostly because I don't really do much with nails and that. That's more of her thing than mine.
Nice, nice.
Because most of my cosplays are guys anyway. Why would I do my nail?
So what are you guys most looking forward to at the convention?
Bonsai Brawl.
Bonsai Brawl.
It's always Brawl.
Yeah.
We're going as from Persona 5 this year again,
Oh,
so we're
nice,
like,
nice.
let's hope we can actually win this time.
That is cool. That is cool. Gosh, are you guys ready for the con, or do you still have stuff you need to finish?
We didn't actually make anything this year. It's mostly just cosplays we've done before because we haven't had any money. I actually just got a new job, so
Hey,
makes
all
it
right.
easier on that.
Yeah, we're just getting ready, probably some more casual cosplays as well, mostly because we're doing new Yuri on Ice characters that we didn't do last year, so
okay. Very cool.
mostly for the Yuri on Ice panels, so.
Nice, nice. Do you guys have any pre-con rituals that get you guys prepped and ready to go?
Always make a packing list. That's the thing we always do like 2 or 3 days before, so we don't
Good.
forget anything.
It's mostly just so we make sure we have everything we need. And then we make a leaving packing list, so we actually, especially when we get all the new stuff, so.
Nice. Cool. Well, have a good weekend. Thanks for being on the show. One more time, what is your cosplay name and where can people follow you?
Cosplay name Kitty Miyafuji. I just started my Instagram page, Kitty Miyafuji Cosplay. That's probably the easiest way to find me on there.
Thanks.
Yeah, and then mine's either Kirakaza on Instagram or Shadow Kazaki, all together, and it's all together, so.
Cool. Thanks for being on the show.
Yep.
And who do we have with us today?
Roman Candle Cosplay and Carly Christensen.
We're here today for the pre-con Pamper.
Woo!
How often do you usually come get pedicures and stuff like that?
I used to get them like all the time, probably like once every 2 or 3 weeks, but time has just not been there. So this is my first one in a couple months.
Do you have like a pre-con routine that you usually do that helps you get excited about the con or feel ready?
I pack.
Fair. How's that going for this weekend?
I haven't started. I'm still like working on a couple little pieces and then I'll pack, but I have all day tomorrow too if I need it, so.
No working in the hotel room?
No. Unless it's touching up wigs, then no. I've somehow always managed to avoid that though. Like, I don't know how, but I have.
Nice. So what are you most looking forward to this weekend?
Honestly, Banzai is kind of a traditional con for me because it's the very first con I had started at back in 2009, and I've gone every year since then. So it's kind of like carry on tradition, especially because next year is going to be my 10-year anniversary for cosplaying. And so that's also kind of building up the excitement for Banzai this year. But just seeing all my friends, I frankly love the con. Like, it's the one I look forward to all year. And so, yeah, I'm getting excited though. It's going to be a good time.
So if you listen to the podcast, our favorite thing to do is ask people about their convention horror stories. Do you have one that you want to share?
I have one, but I'll have to make it long story short. We were at RTX, which is the Rooster Teeth convention in Texas, and we met this kid who will go anonymous, and the entire time he was, which I understand, he probably had some social issues when it comes to society, but he was constantly asking my boyfriend and I if I was single. and only backed off when my boyfriend was like, that's my fiance. And then he started to just go around and friend a lot of Utah cosplayers after we got home.
Oh, no.
And like people that he never met because he doesn't live in Utah. And it's still kind of an ongoing issue, I guess, in a sense. But honestly, that's the most irritating thing to happen in the 9 years, because it's like, I'm sorry, you don't get the picture when we blatantly told you. But other than that, it's been pretty smooth sailing, honestly.
Cool. We also like to ask, like, what do you think are some interesting or like social issues we should promote on the show if we haven't done an episode about yet? What do you think would be a cool one to have an episode about?
Probably just to talk to cosplayers like they're human. Okay. I don't know, I can't recall if that's been an issue that's been talked about, but sometimes I feel like people get so excited, and it's great that they think, like, oh my gosh, it's like the real life version. It's a huge compliment to be told that. But sometimes I think people forget that cosplayers are humans too, and sometimes might just want to talk about books you've read over the years or whatever. Nice. So probably just be like, hey, yeah, they're actually human. They do have lives outside of cosplay. And
almost like a convention 101.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
But I feel like that's an issue. Well, not issue, but it's something. I'm good. How are you? It's a problem that's sometimes overlooked.
That's fair.
And so.
That's fair. And one more time, if people want to follow you or check you out online, where can they find you?
On Facebook, I am Roman Candle Cosplay. Twitter, I am Hellion_Angel, HELLION. And on Instagram, I am Illuminati_Dorito, like the chips. Thank you.
We're here with another cosplayer at our pre-convention Pamper session. Do you want to introduce yourself and tell us where we can find you online?
I'm Isa Orchard. I go by that on Facebook. I am Toki Lucifer on Instagram, and I'm Kizuki-sama on Twitter.
Would you mind spelling those?
Toki Lucifer is TOKILUCILFER.
Okay.
I had to think for a second. And then Kizuki-sama is KIZUKI. Yeah, and then Sama.
You didn't think this would be a spelling bee, and now it is. So, I'm asking all the cosplayers, what made you excited about coming to the spa today?
Because I'm actually pampering myself, and I normally don't do that.
Have you had manicures or pedicures before?
Only once when I was like 15, 13. It's been a while.
Nice. Do you have a favorite like pre-convention ritual that like gets you excited or gets you ready for the weekend?
Sleep as long as I can, because I know I'm not going to get it this weekend. So I usually take like a Thursday to sleep until noon, hopefully, and then lay in bed for like an hour just doing nothing, and then getting ready for the day.
Cool. So what are you most looking forward to this weekend?
Handing out my ribbons, because I've never done ribbons.
Now, for people that don't know, explain a little bit about what the ribbons are.
The ribbons are like what you can earn. Usually the ribbon carriers will have like something that you need to do to earn them. And of course I'll be doing it because I have limited amounts. But like you can always, it's kind of like a collecting thing sort of thing.
So it's like it's a game, and you collect the ribbons to put on your badge, and they're kind of like a souvenir at the end of the weekend.
Yeah.
Nice. Let's see. A big part of our our podcast is we always ask people what their convention horror stories are. Is there any that you want to share?
I don't really have one.
We always like to ask if there's a topic you think is really important to the cosplay community that you think we should cover in an episode. Is there any topic that you think would be really fun that people should learn about, or that you wish people would talk about more?
Be nice to one another.
That's a good one.
Like, seriously, I've been seeing like so much negativity as of late that I'm just like, why can't we all just be nice and like move past our differences and just like let it go, insteed of making it worse and bringing it back.
Okay, that's some good advice. Last question then. If you were to go to another con that had like a spa day, or if we did this again next year, would you want to do it?
Yes, I would. Very much so. The foot massage.
Nice. One more time, where can people find you if they want to follow your cosplay?
Toki Lucifer on Instagram, and it's TOKILUCLIFER.
All right. Thank you so much. All right, we are still at the pre-con Pamper, and we have one of your old favorites here today.
Hi, it's David. How's it going?
So, what made you decide to come to the pre-con Pamper?
You did? It just sounded like it was going to be really positive, and I wanted to be around some people who wanted to take care of themselves, and I'm always supporting people who want to make sure that they're supporting themselves.
Nice. So I've been asking people what they have left to finish before the con. Mm-hmm. Are you doing any cosplays this weekend?
I'm probably just going to bring one out of the closet. I have my pre-serum cap. I definitely won't be doing my barbarian character. I have a Dustin that I did for Halloween not too long ago, so I might do that. Dustin from Stranger Things. Oh, okay. So I might do that, because that's still casual.
Nice. So what are you most looking forward to about the convention?
I'm excited to I haven't been to a con in a little bit, so I'm excited to see kind of just with a new vision of like how a lot of things are made, and to be able to sit down and like, oh man, that's so cool. Like, how was that made? I want to learn more about like what people did differently. So especially since I can't sew a straight line to save my life, I kind of want to find out like, hey, how'd you sew that? What technique did you use? Are you open to commissions?
So I feel like there's a little bit of social stigma about guys getting like manicures, pedicures, and basically taking care of themselves. Mm-hmm. What would you say to guys who have never tried one?
Moving up. Like, honestly, I've been doing this since I've been like, I think 14, maybe 15, and my sister was studying, and she decided like, oh, I'll just use my younger brother to do my homework. And yeah, there was that stigma a little bit at first, and then I just like, it feels great. It's natural, like, it's nice to take care of yourself, and yes, it's fun, and it's nice to socialize with other people as you're doing it. So like, there's no real reason that you should be thinking that this is just one gender-specific thing. This can be anybody doing this. So if you feel like there's like, no, I shouldn't do that because it's just silly. Yes, it is silly, but it's fun silly, and you should take care of yourself.
What would you suggest for someone doing like a first-time spa day?
Take someone who's done it before. Okay. Because I don't go out often to things like this, but I go with people who do, so they know like, oh yeah, I really enjoy this, I really enjoy that. Someone who knows what they're doing, so that way you can get their suggestion and their recommendation.
How important do you think it is to like take a minute and kind of rejuvenate before a convention?
I think that's a very important thing. Not just a minute, but probably a day, if you can. Like a whole day beforehand, just to like think and relax and kind of mentally prepare. Give yourself a little self-esteem before you jump into anything strange and new territory.
Do you have any pre-con rituals that you like to do just to get yourself into the convention mindset?
I drink high C, so I don't get the con crud. And then I just kind of make sure that, because I have a problem with large crowds of people, so I kind of isolate myself for a little bit, kind of sit alone, so that way I can get my, what is it called? It's a good thing that I'm the editor, so I can edit out me thinking. I can get my introvert energy up, so I'm more ready for large crowds of people.
Well, since you do the editing, you know that one of our favorite things to ask is convention horror stories. Is there one that you haven't shared that you want to tell us? Yeah,
so one of my stories is I did my barbarian character from my D&D campaign, and he is a seafaring barbarian, so he has a trident, and I didn't really think about what I was doing when I was making the trident, and I made an 8-pound expanding foam trident. That's all top heavy. It's all top heavy. And I just didn't think about what it was going to be like to carry that around for 8+ hours as you're walking around at the con. And I got there and like, this is really great. And by the end, I ended up taking the pommel of the trident and resting it on my foot as I walked, just so that way I could take the weight off. So, lesson learned, pack light, travel light, and make sure that your props are light too.
Yeah, there's a reason why we always try to make our props really light, because by the end of the day, you just don't want to carry it around anymore.
Yeah.
Cool. Last question then. If you were to hear about another con or next year this con doing another pre-con Pamper, would you want to be part of it?
100%. Yes. It's been a lot of fun getting to know some people that I didn't know beforehand.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
And again, where can we find you and all your great podcasts?
So if you want to hang out with me and do comic book stuff, I've got my Comic Trades Monthly podcast. You can find us on Twitter at Comic Trades Pod. And if you like Dungeons and Dragons, I DM a long-running D&D podcast called Dungeons and Chill. Our Twitter is Dungeons N, the letter N, Chill. So come hang out with us, come play D&D, come read some comics with us. If you just want to hang out and be nerdy, you can message me on either one of those. I manage both those Twitters.
Nice. And you're going to show off your pedicure on our Facebook, right?
I will happily do so.
And where can they find that Facebook group?
Cosplay Stitch and Seam. I'm not saying it. I'm just hearing it.
All right. Thanks, David.
Thank you.